So in this video, we're going to go through the steps to install our cargo barrier. We've already got our Buzz cargo racks installed in our vehicle, so our next step is to get the cargo barrier in. Right guys, so the first step is going to be to install the side brackets. So you'll see you'll have one of these and one of those. We recommend you bolt these together off of the vehicle because it does get a little bit fiddly to get your hands up in here, but what we find is you can get a spanner up in behind this to tighten those up, which you'll do right at the end of the install. So we'll show you guys how that goes together now. Right, so we've got these brackets. They're going to bolt up on the side of the roof, which we're going to show in a second. You've then got the corresponding second part of the bracket. They'll bolt together, so we'll put these together loosely. You'll see those are slotted just to allow a bit of forward and back adjustment. All right, those are ready to go in the vehicle, so we'll get those in and we'll go on to our next step. So you've got these two holes here to mount these side brackets to. If you pull, you'll have, depending on what trim of Grenadier you have, you'll need to remove the plastic trim pieces, or you may need to drill a hole through the plastic trim pieces in order to get to the factory bosses that are in the roof that these bolt to. All right, so the next step is to install one of the side pieces. So this is the left-hand side of the vehicle. You've got your two holes at the top here, which are for your M4 fixings, which will attach to the brackets we've just installed in the car. And then we've got our lower fixing points, which are going to be where the border piece would have been on the rear of the cargo rack. So if you're installing our cargo rack combo with the cargo barrier and the roof shelf, you then don't use the rear border piece for the cargo rack. All right, so we'll get that in now. Something worth noting when you're installing the cargo barrier, you want to make sure that the fixings for the cargo rack on the side are loose so that the rack can slide backwards and forwards a bit. And again, much like we did with the cargo rack, we're going to leave all of these loose until we've got everything fitted, and then we're going to tighten them right at the end. All right, so now that we've got our left and right pieces on, we're going to go ahead and put the centerpiece on. You'll probably want an extra set of hands here because just one person will have to hold the M6 dome heads through from one side and another person will have to put the nuts on from the other side. Jacks. Right guys, so we've got the centerpiece in now. We're just going to start working our way around and tightening everything up. So we'll tighten up all the nuts and bolts on the cargo barrier itself, and then the 4 on the brackets on each side, we'll tighten up those 4 last. All right. Right guys, so we've got our cargo barrier in. The next part of the install is to do the roof shelf. So in this video, we're going to show you how the roof shelf goes together and how we install it into the vehicle. Right guys, so the first part of this is to assemble the shelf outside of the vehicle. And then once the shelf's assembled, we're offered into the vehicle and bolted down to the brackets. So what you'll do is sit 2 pieces next to each other. You'll see you'll be able to match up the holes on the center brace. So we'll bolt those together now using M4 fixings. Just 2 is fine, thanks. And then just the ratchet and the Allen key as well. And the next step is we're going to put this front border piece on. This is then going to provide stiffness to the front so it doesn't sag in the middle. All right, now that we've got the shelf assembled, we're going to offer this up into the vehicle. This will sit on the brackets, and then we'll be bolting this in with the M4 fixing supplied. All Alright guys, so we've got the roof shelf bolted into the side brackets now. Final step is to bolt it to the cargo barrier at the rear. Again, that'll be a 2-person job. One person will offer the bolts through from the passenger compartment and the other person will tighten up from the rear. So we'll get that done now. Hey guys, right, so that's the roof shelf install complete now. So now you should have a really nice solid roof shelf with your cargo barrier and your cargo rack.